Welcome back, everyone. Ready to dive into something pretty interesting.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we're calling this deep dive, Love is a Command. We're looking at this piece from February 25th. It's called Love is a Command.
Interesting title, right?
Yeah, and it really got me thinking, we usually think of love as, feelings and emotion.
Right.
But this piece asks, what if it's not?
Like, what if it's something more like, well,
Yeah, like we're obligated to do it, like it's a command.
exactly. And actually, this piece brings up a really interesting point. It's based on that verse in John
Oh
15:12.
yeah, where Jesus tells his followers to love each other.
Right. And it's like this piece uses that verse as a foundation to say, maybe love isn't about, like you were saying, those fleeting feelings, but something more, an action, a commitment we're called to make.
I totally see that. That's a really interesting way to look at it. And the piece really dives deep into this whole idea, going as far as to say love isn't optional.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It even uses the word command, which just, it feels so different from how we normally think or talk about love.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it also kind of makes sense in a way. Like it brings this sense of duty even when loving someone's hard.
Absolutely. And that's, I think, where things get really interesting, right? Like, it's one thing to love when it feels good, when it's easy, when the love is reciprocated.
Sure.
But what about those times when it's just plain difficult, or when you feel like the other person maybe doesn't deserve it even?
Right.
This piece really dives into all that complexity, doesn't shy away from it at all.
There's this one line that really stood out to me. Commit to loving even when it's difficult.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know, it just really resonated with me. It's like a challenge almost. To remember that love isn't always about those warm, fuzzy feelings.
Right.
But it's about making that choice, that commitment to act with love even when it's hard. And I think that's the biggest takeaway from this piece.
I totally agree. And what I found really fascinating is how the piece brings in prayer into this whole idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it talks about a prayer for help in actually obeying this command to love. It acknowledges that as humans, we struggle with this.
Makes sense.
Like we need help, guidance, strength, to really embody this kind of love in every situation.
So like if we're looking at this as a devotion, then it's like the message is, yeah, we got to acknowledge the struggle, but we also got to choose to commit to love no matter what.
Exactly. And it's recognizing that this commitment it's a journey. It's not just a one-time thing.
Mhm.
It's like a constant practice. Choosing love, even when it's challenging. And the piece, it ends with this question that really stuck with me.
Oh, what's that?
It asks, how does understanding love as a command and not just a feeling change your approach to relationships?
That is a powerful question. And I think it really pushes us to look at ourselves, our actions, what's driving us in our relationships.
Yeah.
Are we just letting our feelings call the shots? Or are we actively choosing to love?
Even when it's tough.
Yeah, exactly. Even when it's tough.